Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for September 19th, 2021 from Psalm chapter 62, Trust in God. Verse 1, For God alone my soul waits in silence. From him comes my salvation. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be greatly shaken. A basic, simple trust in God. This is what the psalmist is teaching us here. But how strong is that basic trust in God? Verse 3, How long will all you attack a man to batter him like a leaning wall, a tottering fence? They only plan to thrust him down from his high position. They take pleasure in falsehood. They bless with their mouths, but inwardly they curse. It seems that Satan attacks those who put their faith and trust in God, and those attacks sometimes come in falsehoods, thinking that they're going to fall like a tottering fence. But the psalmist responds, Our trust is not like some old dilapidated fence. Instead, verse 5, For God alone, O my soul, wait in silence, for my hope is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be shaken. On God rests my salvation and my glory, my mighty rock. My refuge is God. The trust in God is like trusting in a rock, not being shaken, like a fortress. So the psalmist encourages us, for maybe our trust in God very often does seem like a tottering fence because of all the hardships of evil that are coming our way. Maybe as we look around us, we get very, very scared. So the psalmist needs to reassure us. Verse 8, Trust in him at all times, O people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. So in the midst of those attacks from Satan, we go crying out to God. We realize God is our trust, even when Satan attacks us. The psalmist then continues, verse 9. Those of low estate are but a breath. Those of high estate are a delusion. In the balances they go up. They are together lighter than a breath. Put no trust in extortion. Set no vain hopes on robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart on them. The psalmist ends this section with a very important concept for us. If riches increase, notice the if. Riches may increase, and they may also decrease. This, again, may also be part of the attacks of Satan. But the next phrase is very important. Set not your heart on them. That would apply if the riches increase, or if that would still apply if they decrease. We put our faith and trust in God, not in the things of this world. The psalmist then continues, verse 11, Once God has spoken, twice have I heard this, that power belongs to God, and that to you, O Lord, belongs steadfast love, for you will render to a man according to his work. Once God has spoken, twice have I heard. That's the perfect model, that we believe and trust in God. We only need to hear it once, but I will admit, for me, it almost seems like the opposite takes place. I usually need to hear things a few times before I begin to understand. But this message is so powerful that the psalmist wants you to understand even now, the first time that it is spoken, that power belongs to God along with his steadfast love. So there's a reason behind our trust in God. For God is almighty. He is the creator. He is the redeemer. And that last line of rendering to a man according to his work, what is this work? Does that person believe and trust in the Almighty God? Then there is salvation. It is a simple trust in God. But one needs to trust. Even though there may be times where it seems like that trust is hanging in there like a tottering fence, as long as it leans on Jesus Christ, it will stand. God's peace and many blessings be with you. And thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.